Hey everybody, this is mind number 5 titled Floor, but we are not doing it on the floor. We are doing it in a chair. So I wanted to make it possible for those of you who are not comfortable coming down to the floor and would like to modify it by doing it in the chair. So the entire class is in a chair. If you would like to repeat this with us live next week, you can, you'll be more familiar with how to modify it and do the moves in the chair, or join us on the floor.
Also, there's not a lot of designated water breaks. We flow right through this. So if you need to stop and grab some water, feel free to do it. Oh, my kids are walking in the door right now from school, so there might be a little commotion here. So actually, we're going to stand up to start. I've got my notes here. I'm going to try to not look like I'm too jumbled, but some of the things we are going to stand for. Hi guys, come on in, teaching a class. We're going to start with it's called a prisoner bow. Prisoner, we're going to take our hands behind the head, if you can, and then I'll show you from the side. You're just going to bow, nice and easy, hips back. You're pulling your shoulder blades back, arms are out. Now, if this is even too much, you're gonna take your hands down to just tap the chair, or even you could be on the other side of your chair and rest there to come up and down. And get a little assistance from the chair. So what's going on right now is we're just bringing a little bit more mobility to the hips. Sink them back as far back as you can, then stand up tall. If the hands get too tired here at the side of your head, you can take them down to your hips. I'll go from the side again, hinge back, stand up tall. Each of these moves we're going to go through are 1 minute long. So you have 15 seconds left. Get a little further down if you can. Keep the breath flowing. Next one is we're gonna bring our hands in a prayer position. Hands together. We're gonna rotate right, come back to the center, open out the arms, and then bring the hands together. Now twist to the left, center, open. Keep the hips facing forward. You're just twisting through your torso and open in between. So once you know what you're doing, go at your own pace. Don't feel like you have to twist right when I twist. Or if this feels good, having the arms open for a little bit, you can give it a couple pulses and then bring it in and twist. We're rotating through that spine. For this first portion, the mobility, a lot of this mobility is focusing on the spine. We're gonna side bend side to side. So drop your hands to the side. We're gonna reach down, stand up tall, reach down, stand up tall. You're keeping this gap in between your ears and your shoulders. So you're not dropping the head to try to reach to the side. You're keeping that space as you tilt side to side. And you might use your knees as a way to gauge how deep you're getting. Sometimes if you're really tight or if you have a sore lower back, you might not be able to get to your knees. It might just be too tense. Okay? But maybe you're feeling nice and loose, limber. I said lumber. Try to reach down past your knees. 4, 3, 2. Good. We're going to extend through the back. So let me just give you an option in the chair. So you can sit up tall and take a little back bend. This would be for anybody that has a sensitive lower back. And then from this mini back bend, You're gonna let your arms come forward and even lift up behind you. Chest reaches to the floor. And then come up, little mini back bend. Swing all the way down. So keep your legs far apart. If you're okay standing up tall, back bend, standing up tall. And you can come all the way to the floor if that's comfortable, or at least reaching the head towards the floor. Back bend, swing it down. Nice and easy. You have 8 more seconds here. Then we're gonna do some rotating, this time resting our arms on the chair. So I'm gonna turn my chair, let's see, I don't know what a good angle is, right here. And if we were on the floor, we would be on our knees, but we're gonna stay on our feet. You're gonna just take your back parallel to the floor, and then reach one arm up, bring it back down. Once that hand is planted, reach up the other way, and down. Rotating side to side. Keep a soft bend in your knees. The legs don't need to be super straight. And for these last few, spend a couple of seconds just reaching up before you come back down. Trying to turn the rib cage up towards the ceiling. You have 5 more seconds. Maybe you can get in 1 more. Good. Then we're going to go into a cat-cow. So you're going to stay right here, arch through the back, and then round through the back. Inhale, you can face the front looking straight ahead, or take your gaze up a little higher and round it out. Inhale, looking up. Tailbone is reaching up to the ceiling. Exhale, drop the tailbone, drop the chin. Belly button pulls up as you exhale. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down. Look in between your legs. Rounding through the back, and just flow through that, following your breath. You have 12 seconds. Good, almost there. All right, we're going to lengthen the legs out now. You're just gonna bring one foot up, that same, whatever foot is in front, you're going to open up that arm, then set that hand down, take the leg back, bring the other foot up. Once that foot is planted, lift the arm up and back down. Good, flow through this nice and gentle, taking your time to get a little further back when you're reaching the arm up. Try to keep a straight line, vertical line from your shoulder to your wrist. Also, for some people, the wrists start to hurt. You can make a fist driving into your knuckles. Duck and twist. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one is a little bit, this might not be good for all of you, so just judge what's good for your body. We're gonna come into a squat. If you would like to use your chair, you're gonna hold onto the chair. Now we're gonna just rock side to side. If you wanna be up a little higher, come to the back of your chair. You can even rest on your forearms or like this. Now, usually when we're doing strength work, I always say, don't let your knees come over your toes. But in this case, you're gonna let me back it up. In this case, you're gonna let your knees reach out just a little in front of your toes. Good, just rocking side to side. Hold on to the chair if you need. Keep the hips back, flat back, almost there. One more thing in our mobility section before we move on to stability. So now we're going to come back into that plank, or if it's too uncomfortable, you can have your feet under you a little more. Now you're just gonna twist your hips side to side. So you're gonna drop one hip, drop the other hip. If this doesn't feel good in a plank position, stand up tall and just do some hip circles. Make a figure 8 with your hip, circling up and around, up and around. Good. Or stay here. You have about 12 more seconds. So you can judge if you want to stay here through the end or do some standing hip circles. Good. Good, Mom. Good, Beth. All right. We're going to have about 15 seconds and we're going to transition to stability. So this particular, actually, I'll give you a little longer because I'm going to explain something. And grab a drink because it's a really hot day. This workout, this mind workout, is taking a lot of Pilates moves into it. Usually when we think of stability, what we've done so far in mind is standing stability, like balancing on one foot, things like that. What we're going to focus on today for our stability is stabilizing through the core, which is a big concept in Pilates. If you've done a lot of Pilates, they talk about the powerhouse and having everything strengthened from the powerhouse and then reaching out from there. So I'll get the timer going again. Set up your chair so you can face me and sit on the edge of the chair with feet out. You can take your arms out to the side or have them on your hips if that's better. You're gonna twist, reach for the toes, sit up tall and untwist, then go to the other side. Good, keep going. I'm just gonna move my camera down just a little. Good, toes are flexed. I tried to move my camera so you could see my toes, but I guess I didn't tilt it enough. Exhale when you reach for the toes. Inhale when you sit up tall, then twist. Again, go at your own pace. Don't feel like you need to rush this. It's not about getting a certain number of reps in. It's about just feeling that stability, feeling that control. You have 5 more seconds. Then we're gonna bring the feet closer together. So if we were on the floor, we would have our legs lengthened out a little more upright, but we're gonna sit at the edge of the chair. Actually, I'm gonna turn this way. Edge of the chair and try to lengthen out through the backs of your legs. And I would like you to just lean forward with as straight legs as possible. Flex your toes for you, or towards you. Flex your feet. And you're gonna feel those postural muscles really contracting. Good, we're just holding this. We're not moving, we're just holding. If the shoulders get too tired, bring them down, shake them out. You're trying to bring your body in a 90-degree angle. So this would be more than 90 degrees. You're not gonna feel that much, so lean forward. Okay, you can release that, going into a C curve, I think, yes. So now, feet are planted, sit back a little further in your chair, arms extended front. Fingers are gonna reach forward as your belly button pulls back, making a C shape with your body, then rise up tall. Reach it out as the belly button reaches to the spine. Exhale. Inhale, sit up tall. It's a lot about the breath. So imagine I'm pulling on your fingertips, pulling them straight forward, and then sit up tall. Now imagine I came around and grabbed around your waist, pulling you back, and then releasing. Good, 6 more seconds. Sitting up tall, good. You can relax your arms. This one is a little bit tricky. We're going to hover. If you would like, turn sideways in your chair. The back of the chair is going to help you. You're going to lean back with your torso, draw your belly button in tight. See if you can lift your legs off the chair. Off the floor. And then if you can take your arms out in front, Reach them out in front. Things might be quivering. If you need to hold on to the chair wherever it's comfortable, hold on to the chair. If you need a little bit more of a challenge, straighten out the legs and just hold. Anytime you feel like you need a little break, sit up, tap the floor, and then when you're ready, come back into it. Lengthen up through the back, like there's a string coming up through the top of your head. Lengthen out. And now you can rest. Good job. Reverse plank. You're going to point the fingertips towards your bum. Sit on the edge of the chair, straighten through the arms, flex the feet, straighten out through the legs, and now lift the hips up off the chair. Hold for a few seconds, and then drop down. Lift up, and down, just resting. Good, you're driving into the palm of your, or say that, driving through your whole palm, the palm of the hand, that's it. And feel the triceps contract. Try to get the hips forward. Breathe, hold. You should have a long line from your ankles all the way up through your shoulders. Come down and rest whenever you need to. Oh, your time's up. Go ahead and come in. We're going to pivot onto your right elbow. Actually, let me switch this way. Oh, another thing I failed to mention right at the beginning, I laid a mat out because I know my chair can easily slip across the floor. And in this position, I want to have a grip all the way under me. So my shoulder is over my elbow. Right now I'm stacking my feet, but an easier version is to stagger the feet, and we're holding this side plank. If this is too much, you can go to the wall and just lean sideways up against a wall. Or you can be on your hand. This is a little easier too. 10 seconds. We're gonna flip over to a plank. In 3, 2, 1. Good. Coming into a plank, lengthen out through the body, pull the belly button up in tight. You can be on your elbows, or a little easier, it's on your wrists. Once you have this, you're gonna tap a foot out, bring it in, tap it out, bring it in. Good, try to keep those hips lowered. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Good, you're almost there. Good, keep tapping. I'm checking my time. 15 seconds. Then from here, we're gonna switch to our left side, side plank, just like we did before on the right side. So you can just turn, resting on your left arm. I'm gonna flip my chair around so I can face you. And you don't have to look at my backside the whole time. So staggered feet. This is not easy. I'm quivering here, and I'm quivering right here, trying to hold myself up. Again, you can come up onto your hands if that's easier. If you want to challenge, stack your feet. That makes it harder. Make it work for you, whatever feels good for your body. You can be here. You can be up on a wall, have a hand up on the wall and just kind of lean into the wall. 12 seconds to go. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, good job. Twist onto to face the floor. Sorry, some of these I had to change completely. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, if we were on the floor, we would be on our knees. I want you to walk away from the chair a little bit and bend so that the knees come under your hips, but your feet are back a little bit, so that causes your abdominals to work a little harder, okay? Then once you're here and you can feel that bracing through the core, You're gonna tap one shoulder and then the other side tap. I don't know if it's the workout or just the weather, but I'm sweating. So you might be sweating, even though we're not doing some crazy, fast cardio work. Sometimes these slow, controlled movements really produce a lot of effort. All right, moving on to the next thing. You can straighten out the legs. I'm gonna turn my chair this way so I can reach. You're going to lift up one arm and the opposite leg and hold. Then set it down. Lift up the other arm, lift up the opposite leg, set them down. Now lift them at the same time, opposite arm, opposite leg. This is called bird dog. You're looking down at the space between your hands. And again, if we were doing this on the floor, we would just be doing it on our knees. But with a chair, helps a little bit for those that can't get up and down off the floor a lot, or if it's just a little too much. And rest, good job. So we're gonna transition now into our flexibility section. Feel free to grab a quick drink. For this, I hope I'm not gonna block the view too much, but I'm gonna turn my chair this way because you're gonna be using the seat of the chair quite a bit. We're going to lengthen out through the right leg, bend the left, and then you're just gonna sink down onto the chair. Or if you need to stay right here, that's fine. Good, so my left leg is bent, my right leg is straight. Good. Okay, now you're gonna turn towards your bent leg, rest the opposite elbow on the chair, and you can either raise this arm up or you can leave it on the chair if you need a little more stability. So you should be getting a deeper stretch down that inner thigh of your right leg. Bring the hands back down, come back up to the center, bend your other leg, bend your right leg, straighten out through the left leg. Good, wiggle that out if you need, and then just come down low. I'm gonna take the chair away just so you can see a little better. So if I can rest on the chair, elbows on the chair. Hold it. So for these, we're doing these ones 30 seconds each right here. Now that 30 seconds is up, we're going to switch it into a rotating adductor stretch. Good, so you should feel it a little deeper through the inner thighs, but you're also feeling it through the lower back, maybe stretching through the chest a little bit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, yeah, so now let's bring the right foot front. You can keep your chair like this. I hope you guys can see okay. Right foot front. So we're stretching into this left hip flexor. And again, we're gonna break the rule of not allowing the knee to come in front of the toes. I'm giving you permission to bring your knees in front of your toes, rocking forward and back. This one we're staying at for a minute. So feel free to play with it. You can even come forward and hold for a second and back off. Bring it up and really drive into it. Then release. You should be feeling this stretch in this left hip flexor. 5, 4, 3. Good. All right, we're going to switch. Oh, hang on a second. I gotta check my notes again. Oh, I think I did it in reverse. Okay, so for this one, we're going to sit in the chair, just like we do in our cool down often. Right leg is gonna come up above your left
knee if you can, and then you're going to hinge forward. Sometimes you might still not have the flexibility to do that. You can put your foot down in front of your opposite ankle and now hinge forward. So if we were on the floor, this would be pigeon. If you've ever done pigeon, this is called the pigeon pose. If you can hinge a little bit further forward, feel free to relax into it. Breathe. We're gonna do all of that on the other side in 5, 4, 3, rising back up. Now we're gonna bring the left foot forward. I'm gonna switch my chair around again. Left foot forward, right foot back, and you're gonna rock forward and back. Nice and gentle. You can have both hands on the chair. You can allow that knee to reach, maybe not too far past the toes, but at least above the toes. Good. That back foot is staying in place. It's just pressing forward and back. Nice, ladies. Keep breathing. You got it. All right. In about 12 seconds, we're gonna have a seat and cross this left leg over the right. All right. Go ahead and have a seat. You don't need to turn your chair wherever you are. Just have a seat. Bring that foot up above the knee if you can. If you can, hinge forward. I like to remind you to flex your foot a little bit when you're in this position. It connects to the knee and helps the knee just stay in proper alignment, so you're not torquing the knee joint in an unsafe way. So go ahead and flex that foot as you sink deeper. Feel the release in the glutes. Sometimes you have to mentally relax that muscle. So right there in that left butt cheek, just release. Good, about 5 more seconds here. You got it. All right. So now we're going to shift side to side into those adductors. So we held it for a while the first time. Now you're gonna come over to the right, bend the right, straighten the left, roll over towards the left. Keep it moving side to side. It should feel a little bit looser now, like you can get a little deeper than you did the first time when we were first holding it. I have just started running again. You know, it's been like a year since I did any running. And every time I start running again, my adductors, my inner thighs always hurt. You wouldn't think that that's a major muscle for running, but it is. Good. Okay, now this one is also one I had to play with because we can't quite do it in a chair like we would on the floor. But we're gonna take our feet out wide, our legs out wide, pull them apart. We're going to reach the chest forward, and then you're gonna round through the back and press back in towards the chair. And then just roll through that. Reach the chest forward, pulling the legs apart, pulling the knees apart, and then release the pressure from the legs as you roll back, rounding through the spine, lengthening through the spine, and rounding through the spine. Lengthen through the spine, stretching the inner thighs again, and then release the legs, round through the spine. 2 more seconds. Good, so now this is our last one. If we were on the floor, we would just lay out flat on our backs, reaching the arms and legs out. But I'm gonna have you stand up
and just reach for the ceiling. Look up if you can. We want to stretch through the abdominals. We're just going to reach it out. Anytime you feel like you need a break for the shoulders, release, come back up. This is a full minute, so you have 18 seconds left, so it is a long time to have the arms overhead and lengthening out, but you can even reach one arm up and then the other. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and workout complete. What a nice sound. Good job. Oops. Okay, my phone is talking to me. I have Samsung. I don't know if any of you have Samsung, but if you have Bixby, every once in a while, Bixby thinks I'm talking to her, and I'm not. All right, so you might have to unmute yourself if you would like to. But, oh, Kim, you're still here.
No, I didn't think I could. I thought it was 40 minutes instead of 30.
Oh, yeah, it's just 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made it to the end.
You did, great.
I did. Okay.
Great. Well, thanks, everybody. How was that for you? Any
was
comments?
good.
I
Thank
like
you.
that workout. Yeah.
Yes.
I like it.
Do.
Good, all right.
I feel like I can move a whole lot more. Than
Yeah, twist good. That's the goal.
Yes.
Yep, move a little more freely. Freely. All right.
Great.
Hey.
Thank you, Christy.
Yes. Thank you. We'll see ya.
All right, see ya.